Item Number, SCP-204. Name, The Protector. Object Class, Keter. Description, SCP-204-1 is a semi-organic nano-machine colony that follows SCP-204-2 as a form of protector. SCP-204-1 spends the majority of its time in a dispersed cloud, where it is almost impossible to perceive with normal human senses. However, if SCP-204-2 is put into danger, or if SCP-204-2 commands it to, SCP-204-1 will instantaneously materialize into a solid, physical form. The exact shape and nature of this form is subjective, depending wholly upon SCP-204-2's view, state of mind, and imagination. Despite its variable nature, SCP-204-1 has a number of common traits. These include massive strength, large size, basic intelligence, perfect obedience to SCP-204-2, and the ability to regenerate itself after consuming living flesh. SCP-204-1 is vulnerable to conventional weaponry, and can be temporarily forced back into its dispersed state if enough damage is inflicted. SCP-204-2 is always a child, ranging from 4 to 14 years old. Physically, there is nothing outstanding about SCP-204-2 besides its ability to call upon SCP-204-1. All incidences of SCP-204-2 have common traits. All of them have had a history of abuse and danger, with many developing acute mental disorders as a result. This makes instances of SCP-204-2 difficult to contain in any traditional manner, as great care must be taken to keep them in a stable state. It appears that SCP-204-1 is attracted to such children, though why or how it finds them is currently unknown. If SCP-204-2 is terminated or reaches the age of 14, then SCP-204-1 will abandon it and find a new child to imprint on. As a form of self-preservation, if SCP-204-1 cannot find a suitable child, it will immediately materialize and go berserk, attacking anything in sight. Once SCP-204-1 finds a suitable candidate to protect, it immediately imprints upon SCP-204-2 and will follow it until SCP-204-2 expires or until SCP-204-1 decides to leave of its own accord. At first, SCP-204-1 appears benign, protecting SCP-204-2 from overt threats. However, through careful study and observation, it has been noted that all incidences of SCP-204-2 begin to adopt much more aggressive, danger-seeking behavior with little regard for human life. It is theorized that SCP-204-1 is able to manipulate SCP-204-2's thought processes in order to behave in a fashion that would benefit it. It is assumed that since SCP-204-1 requires organic flesh for sustenance, it needs SCP-204-2 to be in danger in order to justify its activation. See Addendum 1 for further details. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-204-1 and SCP-204-2 are to be kept in a 10m×10m fortified holding area in Site Data Unavailable. The holding area must be constructed out of armor-plated steel and heavily reinforced concrete. The holding area must also be vacuum-sealed and contained within an outer shell with a higher air pressure that must always be maintained with at least 2 psi over the current air pressure in the holding area. At least one full security team must be kept on standby at all times. It is only during SCP-204-1's scheduled feeding times that D-Class personnel are allowed to enter for the purposes of maintenance. SCP-204-1's typical diet consists of any kind of meat, preferably from living subjects. Such subjects will often consist of aggressive animals such as wild dogs, bulls, or any other animal that must be euthanized due to aggression. However, D-Class personnel will also suffice if such food sources are unavailable. SCP-204-2's diet consists of a regular human diet with no special measures required. SCP-204-2 is allowed to make special requests, but any and all requests must be given O5 approval. Any personnel caught attempting to deliberately provoke SCP-204-2 will be immediately terminated. Security personnel are required to ignore any and all of SCP-204-2's attempts to provoke a response from them unless there is a clear and present risk of containment breach. Failure to do so will result in harsh administrative punishment. When SCP-204-2 is about to turn the age of 14, the Foundation must initiate Containment Protocol 204. Further details may be found in Containment Protocol 204 requirements. In the event of a containment breach, EMP generators must be immediately activated in order to keep SCP-204-1 disabled. Once EMP generators have been activated, security teams have approximately 30 seconds to neutralize SCP-204-2 before SCP-204-1 can adapt and reassemble itself. If containment cannot be achieved in this time, SCP-204-1 must be contained by conventional means. Security teams and agents are authorized to use any conventional weaponry at their disposal to contain SCP-204-1 and SCP-204-2. If SCP-204-2 is terminated during containment, then Containment Protocol 204 must immediately be initiated.